Welcome to Get and Keep Biz, the video learning series. This one's going to be taking up a second part on positioning. We talked about the first time through. We said that positioning basically is, the way to create a distinct impression in the customer's mind. And then we showed you this little key scheme here where three questions help us define our space. That center convex there is a USP. Unique selling proposition mapping. So we get into the mapping idea, and this is the question. Where is there open and clear sailing in this particular perceptual map? Well, possibly down there in the Hyundai area. But what happens when a marketer faces this, there's a lot of parity, if you will, maybe too much, and not enough distinct differentiation. But suppose we change one of these parameters, these two things that we're looking at here, and we say, instead of talking about sporty, let's scratch that out and look at eco-friendly. Yep, changes everything, doesn't it? Tesla comes into the position. And that is a very unique position. And presumably when we find something like this, the market size will be smaller. The segment will be smaller, if you will. But it provides a great deal of opportunity for margin. And that's what we really look for when we find unique positioning that people can really appreciate. Positioning. Let's take a look at another angle here from a value proposition. When we talk about customers, competition, and value proposition, those three things. And this one happens to be for a product called Red Bull. What is Red Bull all about? Well, when it comes to value, you take this guy, sleepy old feller, he has a need to wake up, and Red Bull does that for him. And essentially what we end up with is Red Bull having a very clear value proposition. It says, in a nutshell, boost concentration, endurance, and energy for physical and mental performance. That's what it does, see? Concentration, endurance, and energy is the product feature, and then physical and mental performance is the benefit. Start to sort this out a little bit as we see our little demonstration here of the way this is executed in the marketplace through videos and through all kinds of enormously popular events that Red Bull puts forth, and they show this extreme lifestyle. And then what about Felix Baumgartner's Free Fall from the Edge of Earth, also brought to you by Red Bull. This all attests to the fact that it boosts concentration, endurance, and energy for physical and mental performance. It gives you wings. That becomes the creative execution of the positioning strategy. Got it? That's the way we try to play it out. So in the real world application, gives you wings as an emotional benefit. It's that thing that says, hey, I actually feel like I'm a better person because I actually consume Red Bull. That's what it lays it out for. So the need is energy. The want that Red Bull creates is wings. And the result is a product that actually outperforms all of the other competitors in that particular segment because they've focused on the right target with a unique selling proposition, meaning the product feature, the product benefit, and the emotional benefit are all lined up and hit a home run for the product called Red Bull. Product feature boosts concentration, endurance, and energy. Product benefit then enhances physical and mental performance, and the emotional benefit, yes, gives you wings. That's what it comes down to as we look at it in the positioning of the elements of positioning in this chart that we've looked at a number of times, and it all lines up and makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, so this becomes what we would call the differential advantage, and if you study this chart a little later when you look at the deck all by itself, so you look at the criteria, the description of the strategy, and the example, and kind of lay out for you a little better understanding of how all this comes together. In review, differentiation is one of the most important strategic and tactical activities which companies must constantly engage because it creates them that space where there is also great possibility for growth, but also great possibility for margin. The most coveted space lies in the nexus of what we call what consumers want and what your brand does best. When those line up, it's a home run. A perceptual map is a graphical means to visualize a space, and it's accomplished in 4 steps. We've talked about that before. And through positioning, the firm seeks to create a clear and unique image that is favorable to a specific market segment. The consumer does the positioning. Clarity is critical because a muddled position will lead to certain failure in gaining traction with the target market segment. In other words, that consumer will not be able to find a place for your product in their mind. Next up, we will be talking about consumer behavior. Study of processes involved when individuals or groups select, purchase, use, and dispose of products, services, ideas, or experiences, all to satisfy needs and desires. That's all for now. Tim McMahon.